Times are tough, especially this year, so totally understandable that you want to make a little money on the side or even change careers completely. So can you make money flipping couches? That's what this video is about. I'm going to show you a step-by-step guide to how to flip couches for profit, as well as finish up with the pros and cons so you know exactly what you'd be getting yourself in for. My name is Cairo and I am a house hacker and Airbnb owner, and on this YouTube channel I make videos about personal finance and real estate. So if that sounds cool, make sure you crush the subscribe button because I'm posting new videos every week. And on the note of personal finance, you can click down below to get 3 free stocks from Webull. They're doing a special offer, so just as soon as you sign up for them, you get a free stock valued up to $250, and then once you fund your account, you get an additional 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600, and that's only if you're based in the US. So if you're based in the UK or Europe, you can click down below and get a free stock on Trading 212. Okay, let's dive into the video. So first, I'll do the step-by-step guide on how to profitably flip couches, and make sure you stick around to the end of the video because that's when I'll be going over the pros and cons to see if this is right for you. Step 1. First, you have to find undervalued couches that you can then resell. So where do you find these couches? Well, you can use Facebook Marketplace, you can use Craigslist, OfferUp, you can go to yard sales or garage sales, or you can go to auctions. Most likely starting off, you're going to be using Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, or if you're not in the US, something like Gumtree. The most profitable types of couches are U-shaped sectional couches. These large U-shaped couches you'll be buying for between $50 and $150 and selling for between $400 and $550. You could also buy reclining modular sectionals for slightly more, probably around the $150 range. But these you can also sell for slightly more around the $650 to $700 range. Do not spend more than $50 for a single couch, and you can probably sell these for around $150. If you find a U-shaped sectional with an ottoman as well, you're probably wanting to offer about $100, $150 for those, with the likelihood of you selling it on for around $550, $600. And then finally, you could also sell couch sets. You'd likely be offering about $100, $150 for these and selling them on for about $400, $450. Step number 2 is for you to crush the like button. I will go sit on the couch while you do that. Done? Sweet! Yeah, that really helps me out, especially because I'm a brand new YouTuber, so thank you in advance. Now, once you have found a couch that you're interested in making an offer for, you'll need to go and inspect the couch. Make sure there's no structural damage. So sit on it, push down on it, make sure the frame isn't broken, because you can't really resell a broken couch unless you want to put loads of effort into fixing it. And if you're doing this, trying to achieve some kind of scale with this business, you don't really have time to be fixing the couches up that much. So rather buy a couch that is in a pretty good condition, that might have some light stains or just needs the covers to be washed, rather than buying ones that have, say, a broken arm or broken leg that you then need to repair. It changes the business model drastically. Make sure you flip the cushions, check for any tears. If there is a small tear, that's okay, as long as you take pictures of it and let the future buyer know about those. But any big tears, that's kind of a deal breaker. Avoid those couches in general. Also, don't buy couches from really dodgy places. If you're going to a really seedy house, if the couch looks absolutely disgusting, if you would think 10 times before sitting on that couch, it's probably not worth buying it. There are loads of couches on there on Craigslist and Marketplace, so you don't have to resort to buying these really icky ones. Also, those kind of disgusting couches are way more likely to be infested with bed bugs. You can tell if a couch has bed bugs by flipping the couch over, looking in the wooden frames. You can also see if there's like dead bugs underneath the cushions when you flip it over. You'll also be able to see if there's little bits of feces under the cushion covers. Ugh, that's gross. You want to avoid couches that look like they might have bed bugs. And intuition is probably your best asset in this regard. Stains are not a deal breaker. You can get out lots of stains with stain removers like Shout. And lots of couches have removable cushion covers, and that's really handy because you can take the cushions off, put them in the wash, get those stains out, and then sell the couch for a markup. So win-win. Ka-ching. Step number 3. Now that you have a thorough understanding of the couch and you've had a closer inspection of it, you can negotiate with the seller. Keep in mind that quite often people selling couches are just people trying to get rid of the damn thing. They're trying to get rid of it so that they can get a new one, or because they have to move house, especially in cities where there are apartments. It's just such a nightmare to take couches with you, so they're much more likely to be selling because of those reasons. So you can lowball them. You pretty much are going to lowball every offer, every couch that you see, because that is essentially how you're making your money. If you get the couch for a low price and you can sell it for a higher price, that is your margin. So throw in those low balls, negotiate as hard as you can, and by saying that you can take it off the hands right away, that is a big selling point and might help you get the couch at a lower price, or even free sometimes. Step number 4. Okay, so these are the things that you will need to make a success of a couch flipping business. Now, initially when starting out, you want to test the market. So I'm not saying you should get all these things right off the bat. First up, you'll probably need a way to transport the couch. So if you have a truck, that's great. If you don't have a truck, don't go out and buy a truck straight away. First, you can rent a truck. You can spend relatively small amounts to rent a truck from a rental company and use that truck to do your first few flips. After you've done a couple of flips, you'll have a pretty good idea of how much you can make per couch and whether you like this work in the first place. And if you do, and it's profitable, then you can invest in getting a truck. Either you can buy a second-hand one, or if you want to splurge, you can buy a new one, but that's probably not a good idea. Just get a second-hand truck that you can use for this business. The other advantage of owning your own truck means that you'll be able to use it for other side hustles. You could offer removal services, you could offer like landscaping services, so that truck can have other money generating potential as well. You could even rent your truck out to others on these ride sharing services as well. Now, for your first few flips, if you have the space in your house, in your yard, you have a garage, stick with that. If you don't, you can rent a storage unit for say a month and see how it goes with your first few flips, but don't lay down any year-long contracts for storage units yet, because you don't yet know if this side hustle is going to be something that you want to keep doing for the longer term. So once you've done this as a little trial and you decide that you like it and you're happy with the potential money you can earn from it, then you should get a drive-up storage unit. It has to be a drive-up one because that'll save you so many headaches down the line. You don't want to be putting couches in lifts and taking them up to the second floor of a storage unit. You want to be able to drive your truck right up, unload, load, smooth out that process. Then down the line, it's also a good idea, if you're enjoying this type of business, to set up your own business, whether it's an LLC or depending on the country you're in. Set up your own business so that you can, write off some of your expenses like fuel, like the truck, like wages for any people that you may have to hire, accounting services, and whatnot. Step number 5, and that is to load the truck. Now, it is possible to do this type of business by yourself. It is much easier if you have a helper, but remember, if you have a helper, you will need to pay your helper. So things that eats into your profit margins quite a lot. So starting out, try and do it by yourself to maximize your amount of money that you're going to get and to see if this is something that you want to keep doing in the future. The cool thing is, because people selling their couches want to get rid of the things, they are quite likely to help you load your truck. So you can ask in the buying process if, hey, would you mind helping me just lifting this thing into my truck? And 90% of the time, they'll say, sure, no problem. Then at your storage unit, when you're by yourself, it's actually not that hard to take these out. You can just take out one side, pull it all the way out, rest it on the ground, and then go into the truck, take out the other side, and gently put it down. These couches aren't that heavy unless they're made of like solid woods like oak and cherry. Then you'll probably need some help with it. But if you do find a couch that is solid oak or cherry and they are much heavier, you'll be able to sell it for a lot more. So having a helper then isn't such a bad idea. You can also get a wheeled dolly to help you move the couch around. Step number 6, and that is to take good photos of the couch. Now, quite often when people are selling on Marketplace or Craigslist, they just take a very poorly lit photo because they're just trying to get rid of the thing. But you're not just trying to get rid of the thing, you're trying to sell it with a markup. So if you have a storage unit, you might want to drag the couch out of the storage unit so that you can take it in better lighting with natural light. Or it might actually be a good idea to make one section of your storage unit into a set. And that's actually really cost effective to do. You can grab a couple of lights from Amazon. I'll put a few links in the description. And you can just have a lamp on one side and a pot plant on the other side with some good lighting. And then the buyer will be way more likely to purchase because they'll be able to see the couch and imagine it in their home, which is much harder to do if you see a couch on the asphalt outside of a storage unit. But you can make it look quite nice in your storage unit. It's also a good idea to take photos of any blemishes or little tears. That way the buyer knows what they are going to be getting and you're managing their expectations, which makes it way more likely that the sale will get completed. Step number 7. Now that you've got these great photos, you're going to list the couch on one or more sites, such as Marketplace or OfferUp or Craigslist. And this part is crucial. You want to offer free delivery because put yourself in the shoes of the buyer. They don't want to stress about having to collect the couch. They don't want to have to stress about paying extra for delivery, and it's a psychological thing. That's why Amazon Prime does so well, because of the free delivery aspect. The convenience of knowing that you're going to bring the couch to them is a huge selling point. So definitely offer free delivery. Okay, so now that we've covered all the steps about how to flip a couch, let's talk about the pros and the cons. Let's start with the pros. Okay, well, it's a pretty low barrier to entry. All you need is a way to transport the couch, an internet connection to check the listing sites and sell the couch, and a phone to take pictures of the couch. So relatively low barrier to entry. This type of business is great for cities with a high demand. So that's why it's important to test it out for a month or so initially before you decide whether this is a practical and sustainable hustle for you to keep on with. It's also a good way to start making money quickly. You can see a couch, buy the couch, clean the couch, sell the couch, all within a 24-hour period. Now, it's not as quick or as easy as clicking the link down below and getting 3 free stocks from Webull, but I'm just saying. Couch flipping also has solid income earning potential. So depending on the number of days you work and the number of couches you sell, you could be earning between $5,000 and $10,000 a month, depending on the scale of your operation. Obviously, the more couches you want to flip, you might need to hire some people to help you, and you would need to be in an area with high demand. Another pro that I'm a big fan of is that you can be your own boss. You can make your own schedule, make your own decisions. No one's breathing down your neck like in a regular 9-to-5. And because you are your own boss and you'll be setting up your own business, there are loads of tax write-off incentives. And overall, those tax write-offs will save you a lot of money in the long run. Alright, not to be a downer, but there are some cons to this business. It is very physical work, it's labor intensive, and it is time consuming. There are only so many couches that you can buy and sell and clean and fix and flip in a day. There's just not enough time. So you are trading time for money. It's a difficult thing to scale. There's only so many couches you can sell in a day, and you can employ people to help you with moving the couches and selling the couches and cleaning the couches. But again, you need to be in an area where there is a high supply and a high demand. So enough couches for you to buy and enough couches for you to sell on. Therefore, profitability varies a lot depending on where you live. Cities might be more profitable. So that's why I strongly encourage you to first test it out before you go investing in storage units and vans. Now, because you be trading your time for money, that means there's an opportunity cost. You'll have less time to devote to potentially another business that would make you money while you sleep, with that passive income that the internet is always talking about. So you'll have less time to be spending on investing. You'll have less time to be creating a business that can scale more easily. However, this year has been a nightmare. So any business that you can start generating income from relatively quickly with a low barrier to entry gets my thumbs up for sure. Now let me know in the comments if you've ever flipped anything before, whether that was a phone, whether it was a couch. Have you flipped Pokemon cards or basketball jerseys? I'm very interested to know down below in the comments. Now, while you're there, if this video was helpful at all, make sure you crush the like button. Again, that would be a huge help to me. And if you're interested in more videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button with the bell notification, because I'm making 2 videos a week. Make sure you click over here to see how I lived rent-free. But I'm pooped from making this video, so I gotta lie down on the couch. See you in the next one.